Ryan Reynolds has spent years crafting an image that fans love. The sarcastic, quick-witted, effortlessly charming guy who always has the perfect comeback. But what if that persona isn't real? Hollywood insiders has been whispering for years that behind closed doors, Ryan Reynolds is far from the good guy fans think he is. And now, those whispers are becoming loud. It all started when Robert Downey Jr. shocked Marvel fans by rejecting Ryan Reynolds not once, but twice. And RDJ isn't the only one who's had enough. Martha Stewart says he's not funny in real life. Former co-stars like TJ Miller claim he's humiliating behind the scenes. Director Tim Miller quit Deadpool because Ryan allegedly wanted total control. Justin Baldoni is suing Ryan for career sabotage. And it's all happening at the same time. Is Ryan Reynolds' carefully built persona starting to fall apart? And did Robert Downey Jr. see it coming before anyone else? Let's break it all down. For years, Robert Downey Jr. was the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He helped turn the MCU into a billion-dollar empire, and when Avengers Endgame closed a chapter on Iron Man, it seemed like he was done for good. But behind the scenes, Marvel has been working on ways to bring him back. So when Ryan Reynolds personally reached out to RDJ with a custom-written scene for Deadpool and Wolverine, fans thought it was a for sure thing. But instead of saying yes, RDJ rejected it immediately. And here's where things get weird. RDJ reportedly never even entertained the idea. It wasn't a scheduling issue. It wasn't a money issue. He just didn't want to do it. That alone was strange. But what happened next? It made it even more suspicious. Shortly after rejecting Ryan Reynolds, insiders leaked that RDJ was in talks to return to Marvel, but not as Iron Man. Instead, he was reportedly negotiating a role as Doctor Doom. Wait, so RDJ was willing to return to Marvel, just not in a Ryan Reynolds project? Suddenly, that no wasn't just a career decision, it looked like a warning sign. RDJ isn't the only one distancing himself from Ryan. Hollywood insiders have been quietly revealing that Ryan's nice guy act doesn't hold up behind the scenes. One of the first public signs? Martha Stewart. When asked which celebrities seemed the most fun to hang out with, someone mentioned Ryan Reynolds. And Martha? She laughed. "Oh, he's not actually that funny in real life," she said. Wait, Ryan Reynolds, the king of internet humor and Twitter comebacks, isn't funny off camera? And she's not the only one hinting at a fake personality. Morena Baccarin, who played Deadpool's love interest, was mysteriously sidelined in the sequel. TJ Miller publicly stated that Ryan was horrifically mean to him on set. Tim Miller, the original Deadpool director, quit because he couldn't deal with Ryan's ego. One insider put it bluntly, "Ryan isn't this fun, lovable guy in real life. He's the most controlling person I've ever worked with." And Candace Owens recently claimed that an anonymous film industry source confirmed Ryan has been pulling strings behind the scenes to get rid of people he doesn't like. But Ryan's most shocking controversy? The Justin Baldoni lawsuit. Justin Baldoni was a rising Hollywood director and actor until he suddenly disappeared. The reason? He's accusing Ryan Reynolds of blacklisting him. It all started with a lawsuit between Blake Lively and Baldoni's production company. Blake accused Baldoni of inappropriate workplace behavior. Baldoni fought back hard, suing Blake and Ryan for defamation and career sabotage. And this is where things get dark. According to court documents, Ryan Reynolds forced his way into the production process, even though he wasn't involved in the film. He started rewriting lines, removing Baldoni from key scenes, and even controlling how Blake acted on set. He allegedly called Hollywood's biggest talent agencies and told them to blacklist Baldoni. Shortly after, Baldoni lost his talent representation, and his next film projects were canceled. This isn't just speculation, there's actual legal evidence backing it up. And now, Hollywood is starting to ask just how much power Ryan Reynolds really has. If Ryan Reynolds is really the friendly, lovable guy that his public image suggests, then why do so many of his former co-stars refuse to work with him again? Over the years, key actors, directors, and even Marvel executives have walked away from working with Ryan Reynolds. Some have hinted at conflicts behind the scenes, while others have been mysteriously cut from projects. Let's take a deeper dive on the long list of actors and Hollywood insiders who have distanced themselves from Ryan. Number 1. TJ Miller. One of the biggest blows to Ryan's nice guy reputation came from TJ Miller, the actor who played Weasel in Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Miller was a fan favorite sidekick, but after Deadpool 2, he completely disappeared from the franchise. Why? Because according to TJ himself, Ryan humiliated him on set. In an interview, Miller claimed that during filming, Ryan treated him as if he was actually Weasel, not a real person. Ryan said this to me, "You know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you're just funny enough to keep things moving." Miller says that the entire crew fell silent after Ryan's comment. Even they were shocked at how demeaning and dismissive he was. After that moment, Miller decided he would never work with Ryan again, even if Marvel paid him double his salary. And just like that, Weasel was cut from Deadpool 3. Coincidence? Or just another case of Ryan Reynolds pushing someone out? Number 2, Morena Baccarin. Morena Baccarin played Vanessa, Deadpool's girlfriend in the first film. Her character was a major driving force in the story. But in Deadpool 2, she was barely in it. In the sequel, Vanessa is killed off early and only appears in a few short scenes. Fans were furious. Why would such an important character suddenly be sidelined? The real reason? Hollywood insiders say Ryan pushed Morena out. According to sources close to the production, Ryan wanted Deadpool 2 to focus more on action and humor, which meant less time for emotional character moments. And since Morena's strong on-screen presence could have stolen the spotlight from him, some believe Ryan intentionally had her role reduced. Morena herself hinted at this, saying this in an interview. "I was surprised by how small my role was, but I wasn't really given an explanation." Sounds familiar, right? Another co-star mysteriously pushed aside, just like TJ Miller. Number 3, Tim Miller, the man who made Deadpool a reality. Tim directed the first Deadpool movie, which was a massive success, both critically and financially. So naturally, when it was time for Deadpool 2, everyone assumed Tim would return as the director. But he didn't. Instead, Tim Miller suddenly walked away from the franchise, citing creative differences. But what were those creative differences? According to multiple reports, Ryan Reynolds wanted full creative control over the sequel. He wanted more action, he wanted a bigger comedic role, and he wanted the final say on the script. Tim refused to let Ryan take over the film, and the result? He was gone. So let's put this all together. Tim Miller refused to give Ryan full control. Morena Baccarin's role was cut when her performance might have overshadowed Ryan. TJ Miller was publicly humiliated and then erased from the franchise. See a pattern yet? It seems like anyone who challenges Ryan Reynolds or steals too much of his spotlight doesn't last long in movies. And it's not just Ryan. His wife, Blake Lively, has also been accused of making behind-the-scenes power moves in Hollywood. One of the biggest controversies? Her rumored feud with Anna Kendrick. Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively starred together in A Simple Favor. The film was a huge success, and fans loved their dynamic on screen. So naturally, when the sequel was announced, people assumed the two actresses were close friends. But something strange happened. In interviews, when Anna Kendrick was asked about Blake, she dodged the questions. She completely avoided answering. And this wasn't the only time. According to sources, Anna and Blake are not on good terms at all. One Hollywood insider revealed, there was definitely some tension on set. Blake wanted more creative control, and Anna felt pushed to the side. So what did Blake do? She allegedly pulled a major power move. When the first A Simple Favor was released, the promotional material listed Anna Kendrick's name first. After all, she's a bigger star. Anna Kendrick has 50 plus movies, box office total over $2 billion. Blake Lively, on the other hand, has 25 movies, box office total just over $1 billion. But for A Simple Favor 2, even though Anna's name was still listed first, Blake's name was moved higher on the poster, making it look like she was the real star. This subtle marketing trick led fans to speculate, was this Blake's way of overshadowing Anna? Blake denied being involved in the decision, but Hollywood insiders aren't convinced. And when you combine this with the rumors about Blake micromanaging Justin Baldoni's career, it raises serious questions. So now we have Robert Downey Jr. refusing to work with Ryan, multiple co-stars being removed from his films, Deadpool's original director quitting because Ryan wanted full control, Blake Lively making power moves against Anna Kendrick, and a massive lawsuit alleging Ryan and Blake trying to sabotage Justin Baldoni's career. Is it all just a coincidence? Or are Ryan and Blake Hollywood's most strategic power couple? For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have been viewed as one of Hollywood's perfect couples, but now, more and more people are stepping forward, exposing a very different story. And even if Robert Downey Jr. wanted nothing to do with them, maybe he knew something we didn't. What do you think? Is Ryan Reynolds the Hollywood good guy he pretends to be? Or is this just the beginning of his downfall? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.